I'm very excited now.
To the game.
Anticipation. Ooh.
This is officially the world's strongest coffee. I added the world's strongest coffee to 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 the world's strongest coffee. To each container, add just enough water to dissolve the coffee grounds and give them a shake. After it's shaken, then you combine them all and add them all to a tall glass. It should have a nice consistency like this. Cheers, let's give it a try.
Rise and shine, Freeman. I fucked your mom. Rise and shine,
Yes,
Freeman.
indeed.
Doing your mom, doing
Fucked
your
your
mom,
mom.
Yes,
doing
indeed.
your mom, do.
Yo! Hello, Chewy. We are finally at the Arknights collab. Finally! It's only... How long? How many we got? What? How many days do we got left? We got like... Oh, we got 4 days and 22 hours. More than enough time to get all the currency that I need. Because what do we need? What we need? We need... Oh, we got 5 more boxes we can get. And we got the effect thingy. And we got this thingy. And then this thingy. And then this thingy. Wait, what is this? What is that? Is that a tag? Isn't this also a tag? So you're gonna be able to buy 2 different tags? Is that what it is? Or whatever it's called? What are they called? Banners? Am I gonna be able to buy both banners? Damn. I have 4 days and 0 the collab egos. That's so sad. Alexa, play Despacito 5009. 5509. As for me, wait, how do you have 0 the collab ego? Do you have at least the Ishmael one? I mean, I saved up over the Ishmael one. I've gotten egos from the collab banner. I've gotten egos from the collab banner, but none of the collab ones. That's so sad. I somehow got all 3 of them in 210 pulls. Well, I got 2 of them in 210 pulls, and the last one obviously I bought because it was a pity. Don't ask how. You know, I have strangely good luck. I have like, out of any game there is, out of any game series, it's a gacha games. Out of every single gacha game, I have streamer luck. I just have natural streamer luck. I just get whatever they game. I just get whatever's new and whatever's really good, and 90% of the time I don't even realize it. It's like Epic 7. When I first started playing Epic 7, I got a 5 rank with Judge Kisei. I had no idea how good she was. I was a fool to give her up. Ow! What? Welcome to the Vampire Army, your local gambler. Mill. Do you like gambling too? Me too. Are you excited for Chaos Zero Nightmare? The game that's kind of like Limbus Company, but instead of people going corroded ego when their sanity gets too low, they just have a mental breakdown mid-battle. I'm excited for that. When I remember, just not the collab, when I remember is the Sinclair one. Can't even use the starter ego with that one. Oof. That's a rip. That's a rip. What? I know your pain though, because I don't know. It's usually like, the issue I've always had with every single gacha game though was I'm like a dumbass. I've been a dumbass. I constantly refresh my accounts just for shits and giggles. I mean, that's what I used to do when I had nothing but free time. And with nothing but free time, instead of, you know, doing anything that was, you know, healthy, like exercising, or, you know, going outside to make friends, or learning about my area. No, I just played gacha games, and I re-rolled my accounts even when I had really baller ones. I've never heard of it? What do you mean? Well, you're gonna learn about it soon enough for me. It's releasing in 5 days. Releasing in 5 days. October 22nd. I don't know if it's gonna be releasing like either the morning of October 22nd or the night of October 22nd. First chance I can get, I'm playing it. I'm prepped for it. I'm almost ready. I've been trying to enjoy Limbus Company, but also getting to the end of Limbus Company 2. I finally made it to the Arknights collab. I have the important stuff from the Arknights collab bought, like the Ishmael ego and the boxes and the poll tickets. Thankfully for me, I'm not interested in the new identities that they just displayed. I'm not interested in the Faust one. I'm not interested in the Marisol one or the Heathcliff one. So I can save all my tickets until, I don't know, maybe Haisho Pack Don Quixote or something. I just played the final boss of the collab. I think I fought it. I take it the final boss of the collab is the exact same thing as the mirror dungeon boss. I don't know. I don't really get the gimmick, but we'll see how well I do with my usual team.
这怎么是我的错呢？
I'm gonna force myself from the story to try and get Ishmael identity. But I believe in you. You got 5 days. You got 5 days. 5 days to get 1,000 currency. I believe in you. I kind of played smart. I got first and foremost, so that way I could utilize the 40% bonus from having it. And I have all the pull ones just through sheer luck. But yeah, I mean, I had, what was it? I had Moonlight Kisei, Judge Kisei, 5 ranks, 5-star on Epic 7. Like, the first week or the second week of Epic 7. And then a month goes by and like, oh man, this game's too easy. I'm bored, I want a challenge. I'm gonna re-roll my account. Instead of, you know, doing the smarter thing and just playing the game on a, or, you know, making a new account instead of refreshing that account. Or, you know, just playing through the story mode again, but now just using specific units to have fun. Hey, it is what you're gonna do. It is what it is. Well, I'm wondering, does the collab have voice acting? I guess we're gonna find out, aren't we? We are about to find out. Oh boy. You know what? Let's get a different E-song in here. Who do I want? Actually, wait, should I have a different E-song? You know what? I want a different E-song just for the shits and giggles. Let's put this guy in here. Cause my E-song don't got any egos. So yeah, Chaos Zero Nightmare released in 5 days. When I get through Limbus Company, including collab, I'll like watch a couple of videos on it. I've been planning to watch videos on Chaos Zero Nightmare on stream about it because they have like 3 different devlogs they've released so far. But you know, Limbus story takes a little bit, especially when you're on the struggle bus. Oh, my voice hates me. I don't know why, but it's acting all dry. There's no voices, damn. Well, guess I'm gonna have to do all of it. Just Dante sound. I've been doing these intermissions for a while. I have played these games before. So I'm used to it. I was exploring a Aurabankruptcy Corporation branch when my consciousness sinks into the depths. The sense of cognition itself. The sense of cognition itself, a concept without form, floats in the shadow of an ever-widening river, swept up in its currents to nowhere. When we ran into an abnormality, but Sade told us that Hungarian Lobotomy Corp branch should be free of any abnormalities. The abnormality, which had appeared out of nowhere, was more otherworldly than we'd encountered so far in our journey, and deep blue. It was fathomless blue and seemed to have a pull that endlessly drew us into itself. Just as I was about to recall this abnormality, whoa! A myriad of sceneries and a flood of incalculable thoughts crashed in my mind like wild waves before ebbing into its shores. Do I have the right thing on too? I do. Okay. Why do you say it like that?
That is well researched and backed by heaps of irrefutable evidence.
Say what like that? Say what like what?
But why? But why? But why?
Say what like what? What do you mean say what? Say what do you? I don't understand. Abnormalities. Abnormalities? Abnormalities. Nah, I ain't saying that. Abnormalities. It rolls off the tongue better. Why would I say abnormalities? Abnormalities? That sounds, no. Abnormalities. Actually makes the creature sound otherworldly. That's the point. I swear to you, everyone says that. Doesn't everyone say abnormalities? I swear to you, everyone says abnormalities. It's the first time I've seen it. It's supposed to be pronounced that way. I was already lost in a drift somewhere within my own consciousness when I realized this. Just how long am I gonna be adrift? Not me. Oh. Well, hey, now you can start saying like me now. Yeah. Yeah. Say it like me now. Abnormality. Abnormality. Yeah. The sensation of my own consciousness floating away is quite the unfamiliar one. I float about in that strange state for a while. Te? An unfamiliar voice seizes my aimless, drifting consciousness. Ayudante? You know what? I don't like Omnia. Let's give her a funny voice. The fog of my vision clears as the voice breaks through the waves, and a concerned expression comes into view. Yes, I am.
Ah, what a relief! Gregor, I think Dante has come too!
So, who are you? I was about to ask further questions to this stranger with particularly long animal-like ears, but... I felt the drowsiness coursing back with the terrifying memories of the dream, rendering me unable to speak. I have to get hold of myself. After an indeterminate amount of time had passed, I barely managed to wake myself from slumber to get a grasp of my surroundings, only to find myself surrounded by more unfamiliarities. Damn, they even made custom CG for this, huh? W-Riz. There was that stranger from earlier sitting atop a rock and silently taking in the sights. A young girl who probably saved my life. Wait, so were those animal ears after all? Bro's acting surprised that he sees animal ears. Bro, you just came from the Hyosho pack where they got half humans, half animals all around. What you talk about? Okay, that's not important right now. I have to prioritize figuring out just where the world I ended up. So we're standing by the Lambrian coastline. How are you feeling? A little out of it, but I'm okay otherwise. Iberia, huh?
Yes, we're in Iberia.
Well, given that we're next to an ocean, maybe I drifted all the way to Eucorp's Great Lake. Iberia was an unfamiliar name, but that was all I had to go on, given that the city was still full of more unknowns than knowns to me.
Radioed your colleagues when you briefly woke up earlier. They'll be here.
I see. Wait, my colleagues! You must have run into the sinners then. The fog in my mind immediately cleared as soon as I realized that the sinners were all nowhere to be seen.
Sinners? I think so. I ran into them earlier. They were looking all over the place for someone with a clock for their head.
So how come Omnia here can read Dante's mind?
It was a pretty unique description. So I could tell right away that you were the person they were looking for.
So this clock head does come in handy. Bro still has yet to realize that Omnia can talk to her. Major Bud. Dante! I'd woken up in an unfamiliar place to an unfamiliar face. In the midst of all of this all-around sense of displacement, the faces that appeared before me were certainly a sight of sore eyes. Gregor, Hung Lu. Miss Rabbit here told me she found you unconscious by the ocean. Woo! I came as fast as I could, and oh boy, I was worried that something bad must have happened. Glad to see you're doing fine.
Were you lost at sea?
I don't know. Well, I do think I'm fine though. I guess not having any way to drink water's finally come in handy. You should go get that checked out, just in case. Wait, your hedge waterproof? Your hedge waterproof, right? Gregor takes a moment to steady his breathing, then mutters a casual quip as he lights a cigarette. Well, he doesn't seem that concerned. Maybe he's not actually in that much danger. So, what happened? Where are we?
Do you remember entering that lobotomy court branch Zichun told us about?
Ah, yeah! Yeah, we ran into a new abnormality
and got sucked into it before we even had the chance to do anything.
Oh, man. I really thought that was it for us, especially with you getting shucked in there too, Major Bud. But when we came to, despite waking up with our faces down in some ditch, we were all fine without a scratch. No, there was quite the mess when we realized that you'd gone missing.
We wanted to search for you immediately, but it took a while before we got a better beat of where we were.
So we're not at Eucorp? Great Lake?
Some of us consider that to be a distinct possibility, but it's unlikely. Ishmael was really certain that we were not in District 21.
She did concede that we might be in an unknown area within the Great Lakes and the outskirts, but that doesn't seem likely either, given what the rabbit ear lady there said. Honglu is the worst character in the name, and all his identities are trash.
Ugly face.
I feel like you're saying that because you haven't used Lord Honglu yet. Listen, if you can say Lord Honglu is mid, all you gotta do though, pair Lord Honglu with Faust. There you go. Maybe a B tier character immediately turned into at least an A tier character, an A tier identity. Now, I think Honglu does. I mean, the whole gimmick of Honglu's name is that it is supposed to just be ugly sounding because bro just wanted anonymity. I mean, what is his real name again? Bayou? I mean, Bayou is, but also like cringe. I don't know. Bayou's okay. I don't know. I think that's the whole gimmick of it. I mean, all the characters' names don't really stick out to me except for Ishmael. Yeah, Ishmael's not this. Ishmael is unfair. Ishmael is best girl. Okay, we can't. This is like comparing an apple to a lemon. Or we're comparing orange juice to lemon juice right now. She's the best in every way, in a non-biased way. Everything in the everything is biased just a little bit. Everything, even when objectivity is your goal in mind, one will always have some form of biasy. I love her too, okay, but I like Honglu's story was kind of fun. Honglu's story was fun. Too bad I like remembered most of it before I started playing because I watched a little bit of videos. But I think I would have enjoyed Honglu's a bit more. Ishmael's was pretty good though. I really didn't know much about Ishmael's or Isang's, and those two were really, really good. Did I get DM'd by someone? Hopefully not.
The outskirts region of the Great Lake. I've met all kinds of people from all over Terra, but I have never met anyone who referred to the Liberian Sea that way.
I haven't done a story, so I won't have an opinion on Honglu's lore. Well, I hope you enjoy it when you do. Why do people always gotta make things so complicated? Why can't you just wait? Oh, do you have a picture of the rat? No, I don't. I have a video. Told you I have a video. I did not have a picture, and the video was too high. Do you know how to read? Family does not know how to read. Terra, Liberia. You might change your opinion on Honglu once you do his story. As I found myself puzzled by these unfamiliar terms, a very obvious question struck me. Speaking of which, who are you? Huh? Really? You fellas haven't introduced yourselves to each other yet. It's just that it's all just a lot to take in.
It's understandable. You didn't just wake up from a pretty heroin experience. She is... actually, would you like to do the honors yourself? I'm Anya, the leader of Rhodes Island. Please just call me Anya.
I'm Dante, manager at Limbus Company. I know I'm late, but thanks for saving my bacon. Is no one gonna bring up the fact that they can talk to each other? What? No, I'm in the middle of the screen still. Is no one gonna... Why are they... Why is nobody paying attention to the fact that they are talking to each other right now? When he's not supposed to be able to talk to anybody but the sinners. It seems that this Rodeo Island is a pretty big pharmaceutical corporation, but your voice is hilarious. Good, that's the point. Gregor trails off ominously and scratches his head before continuing with some mild trepidation. Thank you. This young lady with the rabbit ears don't know what the head is at all.
As far as I know, nobody in the organization came up with the same characteristics. And the one Mr. Gregor explained, at least not with a name like the Head.
So wondering why she could understand Dante. That yeah, I'm wondering that too. Maybe it's because maybe the whole thing is just because you're in the Dante's in another dimension, so the rules of the universe are different. That's what I'm gonna go with that theory right now because they have yet to explain it.
Also, sorry, it's Rhodes Island, not Rodeo.
Sorry, Gregor's kind of bad with names. So, what you're saying is that we're not in the city anymore?
It'd be weird for any higher up at these huge corporations to know less about the head than we do, let alone be completely clueless about it.
Well, maybe we've tumbled into a previously undiscovered zone of the outskirts or the ruins. Probably.
Or maybe we really found ourselves in a completely different world.
If their conjecture is correct, we're in way bigger trouble than I thought.
That wasn't like the
Time we actually strand ourselves in the outskirts via a door in the corridor. Hamdia stared at me with some concern as though she felt my distress.
I think I can draw a connection to something else that's happening here.
Really?
Yeah, so recently, anomalous signs and events that have been occurring in Liberia ever since a mysterious dimensional door appeared at sea. It has been said that this dimensional door is connected to something very, very distant, to something that we've never observed before. So,
Seems reasonable to theorize that the dimensional door is how we managed to cross over to this world. I really would have appreciated Faust's input. Where'd all the other sinners go, anyway? A bit late on the uptake to be gawking around for the other sinners now, don't you think?
they're at a settlement near here, where they're all helping out with the various odds and ends of the village while taking turns searching for Dante. Of course.
You know, I never thought about how difficult it would be to search for someone when we're like fish out of water, too. Man, barely got even a wink of sleep since yesterday. Everyone's gotta be really tired then. So, it's just you two out here for now? No, Ishmael and Yishang are the other half of the search party. And we just happen to be the last group in the rotation. They must be searching elsewhere to find you, Manager Bud.
We got the news early thanks to Omnia's comms gear, but the other teams didn't.
Yeah, we got lucky. The other team, well, we don't have any way to get in touch with them, so they'll probably continue to search until their shift is done.
Oh, are we talking about that village you mentioned?
Uh-huh, right. You've not been there yet, huh? I guess you're a bit off the beaten path.
Well, we're going to have to rendezvous with the other sinners anyhow. So, back to the village for now.
Something seemed to pique Amnia's interest as she fell into a contemplative silence before carefully speaking up.
I'd like to accompany you there.
Sure, I don't see why not. You helped us find Manager Bud, and more importantly, you seem to know a lot more about this place than we do.
They know Liberia that well, but I'll be able to help. A little. They've closed their borders and have practically locked out any foreign influences from affecting them. But they did get it before they make it.
Those borders, huh? And how did you get in, Miss Omnia?
We found Dr. Kelsey's directions and illegally crossed the country's border.
Illegally? Dante, why are you acting so surprised? It's not like we haven't done any shit. Well, then again, you can't really. I was gonna say we haven't done anything illegal, but we. I mean, I guess murder is taken. You know, almost everything is legal in this city except for just being homeless. That's the only illegal act we really committed. But even then, you know, we fought off the homeless killers. That's about it. That's the most illegal thing we've really done because let's see. Murder is legal. Well, actually we did. Heathcliff did steal. Heathcliff did steal. That he did steal some hair coupons, but that was Heathcliff. Not everyone. I don't understand. You know, we kill people, Dante. Why? What's so bad about crossing the border illegally? Bros acted like that's a big deal.
Oh, does that mean you crossed the border without obtaining any permission, Anya?
We had to cross the border somehow in order to investigate how and why the dimensional door came to be.
Huh? Is it normal for pharmaceutical companies to be doing that? Large pharmaceutical companies often dispatch their agents for missions.
Yes, Rhodes Island is, in its essence, a pharmaceutical company researching treatments for people infected with orthopathy. But we also work to prevent and assist in the management of various situations that can occur in high-risk areas.
High-risk areas? Huh. Huh? Wait. What about your companions? I doubt you came all the way here on your own.
We were forced to split up due to certain forces that were in pursuit. Wait, stop!
Omnia's ears twitched as she came to a stop and began scanning the surrounding area. Then, as we stopped, I forgot Marisol existed. He just randomly spotted my screen at Yi Sang's Kanto. Oh, you're on Yi Sang's Kanto? Oh, damn. Okay. Man, you're in for a treat. You're in for a treat when you do Ishmael's. Not for Marisol, because Ishmael's good. The best part about this game is coming in as blind as possible. I did not. So the Yi Sang's Kanto I enjoy the most because I knew the least about that one. Also, if you're like for level wise, Yi Sang's Kanto is the longest, but hi Nini, welcome up, you're doing great. Yeah, Marisol. I think someone tallied up all the lines of dialogue. Marisol is in like, let's see, he's like somewhere between 11th and 15th place for the least amount of lines of dialogue. When compared to every other character, I think Faust has like, I think it's like words. So Marisol has somewhere around like 2,000 to 3,000. So does Virgilius. And I think Sharon has like 1,000 to 1,500. If I'm remembering correctly. I think I looked on like a Limbus company Reddit one day. That's just happened to be the top post. Bonjour! You see, the funny thing about Marisol being French, I don't even register he being French. I treat Ryoshu like she's French. Just treat Marisol like he is an autistic, deep-voiced man, and then treat Ryoshu like a French woman. It's a lot more fun and way funnier to do that. He's French? I swear to you, I swear Marisol is French. I swear, I think he is. Is Marisol French? Let's find out. Yeah, he's French. Yeah, he's based on a French book. He's based off a French book off of a French character. Yeah, you would not know he's French. Let's see. You know what? Let's look this up. Is Ryoshu French? Oh, wait. No, Ryoshu's Japanese. Wasn't that funny? She's Japanese, yet I voiced her like she's a Frenchie. Marisol's French, but you never would have, you never would know unless I said something. Just, whenever he's talking, talk like he's a gentleman. As we stood about confused, Anya noticed something pointed toward the seashore hidden behind large and craggy rock formation. Also, hello again, Nene. We're doing the Arknights collab for Limbusy. We're finally near the end of Limbusy. We may finally play a different video game before Chaos Zero Naira comes out, which will probably be Destiny Rising, maybe. What are we supposed to? Huh? There, we saw someone wielding a lengthy greatsword, bickering with two familiar faces. Again, move, you're in the way. You needn't worry, as you do. We have had ample experience battling monsters who are much like that. Listen, I'm not worried. Come on. Better to have 3 fighters than 1, right? Besides, you're the first person we ran into out here, so we've got a lot of questions to ask.
You sang, Ishmael!
I always thought he would sound like a Thai New Yorker. Italian. Hey, I'm walking here, boppity boopity. What are these? What? I cannot do like a New Yorker. Boy, it's Maeve. I can't. Marisol talks so little that I can't even think of anything that he would say. I don't have any like personality gimmick words that could fit with him because I know nothing about him. Dante, you are unharmed. And here I was getting ready for a 3 days long search. What a relief. We were all really worried that we might never be able to find you.
We managed to find him thanks to the help from Miss Anya here.
Anya? Are you two acquainted? Not a good time for a reunion. It can wait until after we take out the sea monsters.
Skadee! Are the organisms the seaborns Dr. Casaldi mentioned?
They're sea terrors, to be specific. The less sophisticated ones among them. And they're probably here for me. Sea terrors? I hear the sticky noise of something viscous slithering against the rocks. When I turn to face the origin of the unsettling noise, I smell the heavy, wet scent of brine. Hamburger. That's not a hamburger. That's an onion. At the end of my gaze awaits strange monsters. Unlike distortions, I like abnormalities unlike anything I've seen. It is as though the sea itself is encroaching on the land. I was almost certain we weren't at the Great Lake, but I'm not so sure anymore. Her experiences with the thick scent of brine at the Great Lake must have put her in a wary mood, as Ishmael seemed to be a lot more apprehensive about these monsters than anyone else. Do you think these creatures could be whales or mermaids?
Bread beard, bread beard, beard, bread beard, bread beard, bread beard, bread beard, okay.
Yeah, okay! K.O. You're the star of the show. Dante, so... You can say, you can say that Dante's on fire. Timmy is our favorite clan boy. I think Ishmael would love our favorite clan boy as well. Actually, no, I know Ishmael would love our clan boy because he's a sea creature, but he's a nice sea creature. She'd be able to give him all the head pats. Unfortunately, though, Timmy likes bread and beards a little too much. Nothing like a little bit of electric therapy to solve that, right? I don't know. The Great Lake and the outskirts are full of unexplored mysteries, after all. Dante, what do your senses say? It's unclear. I'd say the closest comparison I'm gonna make is with the whales. But even that's not conclusive.
More and we should prepare for battle.
Doesn't seem like we can talk things out with them, though.
So let's take them out.
Let's do this, cops. Finally, I can give my voice a little bit of a rest. How long was that? Was that 20 minutes of talking? Jeez. Okay, Omnia actually does not have a bad voice actor for this one. I wouldn't mind listening to her just a little more. Who's gonna be, alright, who's gonna be the dual attack? Oh, it's Greg. Amazing 18 damage, Greg. Good job. Good job. Amazing 18 damage. Thank you for killing at coin flip. Very cool. Extreme W Riz. The biggest Riz of W's. For me. Oh, ew, that was peanut butter. Peanut butter. My friend thought Dante was a woman because in their words, he has a big chest. You know, it might come out that Dante is a woman at some point. So the gimmick of Dante is that there's supposed to be a self-insert of like you, the player. So they're agnominous enough to where you can kind of see that. I guess I don't know. I see them as a man. But you know, the whole thing of that is that when gacha games, whenever they basically make a main character that does not look masculine or feminine, you're obviously gonna just tie it to whatever like sex you are. I'm a dude, so I'm gonna be like, oh, Dante's a man. So then if people be like, oh, Dante looks like a woman, they're probably a woman. Who says that? That or they're a gooner. But I'm also a gooner, so I don't know how reliable of a statement that is. That's a statement based upon whatever it felt like saying right here now. So if you think Dante's a woman, you're either a woman or a gooner. But at the same time though, that's how the devs made it, so that way you can't tell if Dante's mans or womans. Dante is on my hear me out. I mean, I don't know. I mean, Dante's like head looks like it's on fire, but it's not even on fire. That's like funny. And also, their name is Dante, which is a masculine name. And Dante's masculine name is based off of Dante from Dante's Inferno, which is a dude. Can I just put Timmy on there? You could put Dante on top. You could put Timmy on top of Dante's head, and I don't think he would be harmed by the flames. I think I don't know. Dante's head is just a GFX. At first, I thought he was a twink. You know, to be fair, Dante does act like a twink. Dante, out of every single main character for a gacha game, I think Dante is the most like autistic, like feminine. Yeah, Dante is like the most autistic twink for a main character. Like, bro still has yet to question, oh, how does Amiya hear me? Bro still has not questioned that, even though there's only 12 people that can hear him when he's speaking. And everybody else just either playing a guessing game or then it has to like have their information relayed. He's just like me, an autistic twink. Hey, to each their own. I'm happy you can feel identified with Dante. Although, again, if and when you get to 7.5, dude, the autism on Dante, I swear to you, he's not always so acoustic. But I swear, on 7.5, the autism levels go from like, let's say a 3 out of 10 to like an 8 out of 10. Actually, no. That's like too low as a baseline. It's like 5 out of 10. He goes from an autism level of like, oh, you know, he's acting like a little acoustic, like a 5 out of 10, to an 8 out of 10, where it's just like, dude, are you fucking stupid? Are you stupid, Dante? Dante, can you not read a room? Are you that fucking dumb? That's exactly how you're gonna feel when you do intermission 7.5. Like, even, I don't know about you, I will say, I will admit that I cannot read rooms either. But hot damn, I was reading that room like 8 times faster than Dante was. Then again, though, even every single character around Dante was reading the room too.
All enemies have returned to the sea. God, what?
Reading rooms is overrated. Yeah, exactly. I'd rather paint it. Why read the room when there's, because that's a lot of words. There's too many pages for that. Painting it, I think if painting the room would be a little bit faster and less time consuming instead of reading it. You dig? I can't even read sometimes, neither can I. Actually, I have a even harder time reading nowadays because I don't have my glasses anymore. They broke on me. Everything I look at looks like an acrylic painting. If they wanted me to know how they feel, they should just tell me. We know you can't read. I can read most of the time, okay? Most of the time. There's although after playing Limbus Company, somehow I went from like feeling like I had good reading comprehension skills to then be like, what does this word mean? What does this word mean? What does this word mean? I don't even know how to read anymore. What's reading? Do I have eyes? Do we have eyes? Can we even see? Are we in a simulation? The Matrix?
I didn't think I'd have to deal with anything remotely like the outside of the Great Lake.
You can say that again. It would have taken us the whole day if that Skidaddy character had been knocked by the other half, while Miss Rabbit helped us from a distance.
As we were catching our breath after the battle, I heard a brief hum. When I turned to look at its source, I saw Skidaddy glaring at me with palpable alarm. Strange people who transform in a head of a clock?
I guess they're both technically true.
Well, it's nothing more than a theory at this point. I think they have a lot to do with the dimensional door we're supposed to be investigating.
Nice to meet you, I guess?
I only hear a ticking clock. Oh, that's because that citizens can hear Dante's voice. Huh?
Huh? What's up?
No. I'm just wondering how Miss Anya can seemingly understand Dante.
Oh, wait, hold on. I think I figured it out before the game. I think I figured it out before the game tells us. I know a little bit of Arknight's lore, a little bit. So Omnia lore for Omnia, she inherited superpowers from a dead woman. Before a woman died, she gave her superpowers to Omnia, and her superpowers are able to basically read someone's memories and emotions, especially when they're like having a mental breakdown or, you know, thinking very strongly. So I bet you Omnia is gonna, I bet you that's how Omnia is, or I bet you she doesn't even hear most of what Dante's saying. She's just kind of like making a lot of guesswork, making a lot of very well made, educated guesses.
Yeah, what's going on here?
Yeah, it's completely flew over my head that I didn't even question how weird this is.
Their voice sounds like a ticking clock to me too, but I don't know. It's almost like I can sense what they're trying to say.
I fucking called it. I knew it. Knew it. See, it tracks. It's a good thing I watched that shitty Arknights anime. Also, yeah, if you're into, I don't know, if you like Limbus Company, you're probably gonna hate Arknights. Arknights, it's fake deep. Like, the amount of, like, trauma there is, I don't know. It's really hard to put it, but just the level of writing and character development is a quarter as good as Limbus. I tried watching, like, the first season of Arknights anime, and, like, the opening was good, but, like, the opening arc is... Yeah, the opening arc of Arknights, the game anime, is really strong, but then the second chapter is weak. The third chapter is super weak, too. I hate like, the third chapter. It's... Actually, third chapter is okay, but then the fourth chapter is super duper weak. And then I think that's only what they've covered so far for anime. I have no idea how many. I don't know the chapters to anime. Yes, chapters, or whatever in-game language they use to demonstrate the story segments. I'm gonna assume with chapters. Her explanation reminded me of the blue boy on Sinclair's past, but I didn't quite feel the uncanny sensation from Omnia that I felt from them. So she can read me kind of like how Virgilius can, I guess? No, she's just making educated guesses based upon how you're feeling, dog. Well, I don't think it's a bad thing.
That's true. It's been a bit of a hassle. Always need Fausta Holly to translate for you, Dante. I'd like to know exactly how she can understand Dante, but I don't think we've got the luxury of time to sit down and figure this out. So, are we heading back?
Sounds like a plan. It's not like we know anything else to go, right? Oh, Miss Rabbit here will be tagging along too. Purple platform will not come if a reviewer don't write something every few minutes. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Twitch, I don't mind that change. I think it's like, I don't mind that change. I know a lot of people are really pissy about it, but it makes sense. A lot of people are, oh, what is this person doing? Sorry, I'm looking on someone's stream, and I apparently have the clown woman on screen. Nope, never mind. Now they got nervous. Okay, I'm turning that out. Anyway, I'm here, but it doesn't acknowledge me. Yeah, Twitch made a new system. Twitch made a new system to get rid of all the bot viewers. They made a new system that was supposed to only track and disable any viewers that would be considered bots. But there's a lot of evidence saying that it was poorly implemented, and a lot of people that are, you know, actually real people are not being counted as viewers. I am not a bot. I am just lazy. See, I'm not offended by that system. I think that's pretty fair. I thought that was how Twitch worked for the longest time. Until I heard about lurkers in like 2021 or 2022. I thought someone had to be chatting like every couple of minutes to be considered a viewer. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I feel like it makes sense for live streams because, you know, if nobody's actively chatting, it doesn't really make sense why you'd be considered a viewer. But at the same time, though, there should be, I don't know, maybe, I'm okay with it. Just repeat what streamer says now. Yes, repeat what streamer says now. It is okay that you are not counted as a viewer. Listen, you still get channel points. That's what matters. That's what matters. I don't think it's terrible. I don't think it's terrible, but it could be worked on. Although I'm not really. I think the main issue I hear though is that a lot of people are like, "Oh man, I see this number where it says the."
Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down, never gonna run and desert you, never gonna make you cry, never gonna say goodbye,
wow,
never gonna tell a lie and hurt you.
You know, Timmy, somehow I feel like you're gonna go back on never telling a lie. Somehow I feel like you're eventually gonna do that, and it's gonna really, really, really hurt my feelings. But I trust you for now. Timmy's being a sweetheart for the first time in forever. It's crazy. But yeah, you get the points while we're lurking. I don't know. Twitch's new system, from how the main complaints I've heard is that a lot of people just feel demotivated. Because, you know, it would say that they're like they would be averaging like 30 viewers, but now they're averaging 12. And then there's like there's this another number where it shows like the amount of supposed bot viewers versus the amount of supposed real viewers. Like, I can understand how that's demotivating. Counterpoint.
Bye.
Turn it off. Oh, okay, good night, Kim. What timing? What timing? Counterpoint. Bye. No, counterpoint. Just turn off the viewership numbers. It's not that hard. I've had that shit off for like 2-3. I've had that off as soon as I figured out how to turn it off. Seeing the amount of people that are watching me is seeing how many people are watching me. Seeing the number rise, and then seeing it fall is the most demotivating thing ever. Like, yeah, if you see it rise and it keeps going up, that's great. Does that happen usually? No. Usually there's a peak moment and then it goes down and you're like, oh man. Oh man, am I actually funny? Am I not funny? Like, no, just turn off. just turn off the numbers. It's that simple. Just turn off the number. If you don't see how many people are or are not watching you at a moment, you can't feel upset about it. You're actually funny. That's crazy. I thought I was Vermire. It's become such a bit at this point that I can't even take it serious. You're funny? No, that's crazy. I thought it was Vermire. What? Did I get hit in the head? We got amnesia? The Dark Descent? You're no longer funny. No, please, no, give me back my private, please. I want to be funny again. I don't want to be Vermire anymore. Can I be funny again, please? Save room to I'm in me mom's car. Vroom. No, wait. I'm in me mom's car. Vroom, vroom. Get out of the car. Try to go. Vroom, vroom. She said she'll help us find our way back. What if Igum come up with moan? Oh. It's because I have the word please whenever you type it in Nightbot. It's because I haven't come up because of the word please. I remembered that. I added that yesterday. I made that too, and I am proud of it. It's so shamelessly lazy, and I am proud of it. I am proud of that video.
I'm glad to be working with you two also, Miss Ishmael, Miss Isa.
Took the words right out of my mouth. You've already helped us plenty, and you clearly know a lot more about this place than we do.
The journey is long. Perhaps embarking on it the sun's fall would be wise.
How long is the journey?
No idea. It's not like we have a clock with us. I do know that it's not far, very far though. We just need to walk along the coastline for a bit.
Skadaddy quietly points in my direction. Oh, Dante can't tell us the time because they're not on time. Am I the clockhead?
I didn't exactly choose to get myself a clock-shaped head. I looked away from Skadaddy's inquisitive eyes, which were quite solidly fixated in my head.
The coasts of Iberia are hardly good places for people to live.
Dude, why is she gonna... What kind of pants are those? I don't understand. Why do you have that? Like, all right, if those were assless chaps, I wouldn't get it. But why does she have a thigh? Why does she have pants that expose a thigh gap? What tactical advantage does that serve? Why isn't she just wearing latex at that point? Why does she have thigh gap pants? What is the purpose? Hello, Zarella. Welcome in. Hope you're doing good.
Those things can go anywhere in this world, but they thrive at places that meet the ocean. So how did people manage to build a village at a place like this?
The monsters are called seaborns. Or cetas. Yes? While it is true that they possessed certain difficulties, they were hardly the kind of monsters with the strength to bring a scourge and drive out the local populace in case an arrow hits the outside of her legs. I see. What kind of voice is that? For who? For who?
Don't judge them based on that brief skirmish.
She's just telling us to be on our guard, right?
Skedaddle be a bit hurt, but she's not a bad person.
I don't think she said anything wrong. Nothing rules out the existence of stronger variants of these creatures being out there.
Skadaddy's concern only served to fan my curiosity, but something about her expression communicated that I probably shouldn't pry. So I quietly quickened my pace as we walked to the village. What voice are you talking about? Isang? Skadaddy? Skedaddle, skedoodle! Your dick is now a noodle! And now let me shuck it. Thank you. Damn, they give us a lot of goodies. Jeez. Oh. More talking, yay! I love talking, I love talking. This hardly looks like a village. It's more like the ruins of one, isn't it?
It doesn't seem like they've done any proper upkeep to the place. Not a while, at least.
Talking, bruh.
There.
Someone... Oh, boy.
They're really here, living together.
The strange buildings tell the stories of former prosperity from a bygone era. Our steps leave no footprints on the wet, muddy ground on it. I see a rotting sign marked with the name Fado Mertro. Everywhere I look in this village, I see evidence of long, silent abandon.
We don't see kinds of abandoned looking ruins often in the city either.
Victim blaming Alice Wonderland? Who's victim blaming? Wait. Who's did I like... Don, yeah, alright, I see now. I see now. me, upkeep. Okay, lady, bruh. I feel unfunny. Why do you feel, you feel? I feel unfunny. But why don't you feel like Zorello? You didn't listen to Lightning McQueen when he told you to peel off your skin if you didn't like it, right? You didn't put on anyone else's skin to make yourself feel different, right? You should never. You should never. I was gonna go somewhere with this, and I was gonna go somewhere with that, and then my brain went to like, okay, I'm gonna think of something else right now, real quick, and I immediately, the bit, I knew exactly where I was gonna go for that bit. I knew exactly, I had it planned, I had foresight. I was gonna be the king of queens, and then my brain just like, oh, you know what? You should like read this piece of dialogue real quick and then rethink about it. If you ever feel unfunny, just remember this dude says, no, I'm Vermire every chance he gets. And it's true! It's true! Exactly. Nini knows what's up. You see? Now you're thinking with portals. I should probably should I have chat for like Twitch last permanently? Should I make it temporary still? I don't know. I think I'll make it longer. Not permanent. Just for shits and giggles. Just cuz. Just in case people don't notice the words appearing or disappearing. Hello! Is it me you're looking for? Yeah, funny thing. I don't know. Don't worry about the live chat. You know, ever since I became gigantic, I've hidden the chat for all these years. I've hit the chat has always been behind me. That's not the right button. The chat has been behind me for gosh darn it. There we go. The chat has always been behind me for all these years of streaming. You could never see it. But now that I've added like the all chats in the top left, now people can actually see the words they're typing. Well, then again though, when I was smaller, you could see yourself, but I made myself bigger because I was told to make myself bigger. And I do indeed like myself big. Just like my cocks. I like those big. Even if they hurt. What? Why does that come with O? What do I have in there? What? Why do I have that coupled with O? All right, hold on. Let me. I got a DM. I have to reply to it real quick. Hold on. Give me a second. I got a DM. I've been meaning to reply to it, but I was trying to like multitask and talk while I was like reading it. It's not working, as you can tell, and whatsoever, because I failed to do a bit. I've been failing to like progress. I've been failing to do. I've been failing to do. You see, it happened again. It just happened again. I've been failing to multitask. Just give me a minute. Give me a minute.
Yes, indeed.
Hi, Lupin. Lupin? Hi, Williams. Welcome in. Hope you're doing well. Multitasking king. I am not multitasking king. I'm not multitasking king at all right now. Ooh. Just chat? Remember what? Just can't remember what. Oh. Lupin? I saw your name and I have my glasses off. I know it's I Up Fan Williams, but I mean, I see it now as I Up Fan Williams, but when I'm like looking at it briefly, I see Lupin. I see Lupin Williams.
You're fucking gay! As in homosexual!
Just because I'm gay doesn't mean it's bad. Jeez. All right, sorry. I would read it. You know, I would read what I'm typing to these people out loud, but I don't know if I should. So at this point, maybe I shouldn't fucking go on BRB because I'm still trying to do it. I'm you know, I'm just gonna put myself in the middle. I'm still trying to fucking multitask and like speak while also typing to another thing. Yes, leak all my information. I got a homie that has my phone number. They asked me to look at my Discord DMs. They text me on my phone to then have me look at my Discord DMs because I mute my Discord DMs. He is bald. Yes, I am indeed bald. For those that do not know, I am indeed bald. I am exercising every day until I'm fit, and you can see my beautiful, beautiful bald head on YouTube, TikTok, and Rumble. I could probably post it on Twitch too. But, you know, posting TikToks on Twitch is kind of weird, champ. I did that before, and it was just, I don't think anyone actually paid attention to it. You can post videos on it, but it's weird. Bald gay king? What did Aeon debate? Oh, what do you... Bald gay king. Deleted by AI mod. Reason. Hate. What do you mean, reason hate? Bald gay king? Is it cause you preface it by saying bald gay? Oh. What does the world come to? What does the world come to? I keep face palming and you can't see it. I'm forgetting. I keep bald gay king with a normal. I am indeed the bald gay king, confirmed by Ubisoft. Sorry, I was trying to multitask and failed. LOL. So sorry. You know, I'm saying the thing. Alright, sorry. I was trying to multitask, read your stuff, and talk on stream at the same time and failed. LOL. All right, let's see. Yeah, let me make myself smaller. Okay. Trying to actually lock in. You can call me whatever you want. All right, bet Lupin. I will call you Lupin Dua. Hold on. I'm trying to reply to this DM, and I've been trying to reply to this DM for the past 5 minutes, and yet I still can't because I can't stop talking. I'm like Asmongold. This is what Asmongold does. Lupin, yes, Lupin. Lupin Dua. No hair on the head, but mustache. I don't even have a mustache. What do you mean? I don't even have a mustache, dude. You know, now you got me thinking. What would I look with? I think that'd be so gross. Imagine being bald, but having a mustache. I can talk to Lupin, but Lupin can't talk to me. Lupin can talk to you. They can. They can see your messages. They should be able to, at least. Maybe I should have it last for logo. Let's see.
I've got you under my...
Alright, keep on the good multitasking, my bald guy. Wait, you can't see theirs? What? No, you should be able to. It should be in the top left. What? Hold on. Yeah, no, you can see it. No, you can see their messages. I just typed in the E. Am I blind? I think you are blind. You should be able to see it. Keep up the multitasking. I'm doing horrible. Let's see. It was. I actually. I don't actually. I'll say I don't think we agreed upon doing anything specifically, but came to the idea that having stuff to represent each character was a cool and good idea. I don't even. Would you be willing to do a channel badge, channel point? Question mark. Yeah. All right, there we go. I finally did it. I finally did it. We're good. We can do it. It's done. I can refocus. I can refocus onto the game. We did it. Yeah. Hello, Zorello. Hello, Lupin. Should I make I could make chat a little bigger for future. For the future, I could make it bigger. I don't know. I kind of like it. I'm trying to fall with. So Twitch has a funny like TOS. Supposedly, you're not well, all right. Supposedly, you're not supposed to have other thingies, other chats displayed on Mr. Twitch OC. I don't know. They're like, Daddy Twitch supposedly doesn't like that. Supposedly, I see other people do it, so I'm just doing it too. And I'm not just talking about like, oh, I see other small people do it. I see people like XQC, like Tectone, Admin Gold. I see those people, like even having, you know, separate different chats on their stream. So I'm just doing it too, but just in case, I do have it separated. I have it separated, so, you know, we have Mr. Twitch chat behind me here. Should I fix it now? Why would I fix it now? That's a terrible idea. Oh, I should fix it now. No, I should not fix it. Actually, I could very easily fix it now. Should I fix it now? I think we should fix it now. I'm gonna fix it right now. I think I'm also gonna change it just a little bit for the old chats one too, just so it lasts a little bit longer. Maybe even the text is a bit bigger. I feel like the text is a little small champ. We need it bigger, champ. You dig? Let's see. So settings. How long does this last for? Let's make it 40 seconds, 45 seconds. Size, text settings. Let's make the size 3 bigger. All right, splendid. Okay, then we go to here. We go to, what is it, widgets? Go to widgets, chat overlay. And then we make it 3 bigger for this one too. 1, 2, 3. All right, splendid. All right, there we go. Easy done. Easy done. Easy W. Oh, I should actually make it last a little longer too. What I want to do. 25 seconds. That's good. Actually, if that's the case, I should make this last, like, make it last, like, 75 seconds for Daddy Twitch, then. Alright, Daddy Twitch, we have your shit going on for 75 seconds, and then everyone else is, like, 25. That should make Daddy Twitch happy. And I'm finished streaming. I can't. Well. If I come up with any ideas, well, so I'll note it down. All right, here we go. Finally, video game. Yeah, well, there's always someone or something out there waiting to capitalize on that free real. Bro just said a meme. Bro has had. I've been on the meme. It's free real estate. On that free real estate. I mean, you know, actually, that's. Man, I'm coming up with any reason to not be playing the game right now. Sorry guys, I'll be playing the game. It's been holy Sigma. It's nearly been 20 minutes that we've been on this one singular scene. 20 minutes. And as soon as I'm like ready to actually go back into it, I just see free real estate. I'm just like, yo, that reminds me of the free real estate whisper guy. It's free real estate. I love Kroger. I love Kroger so much. Kroger's best girl, best chunky girl. Be a syndicate or a corporation. Fix it up better than this.
So, where are the sinners? Ah, that's a clearing down there. Where
we were who's that? We were entrapped betwixt a twain of great ships, narrowing winds against our sail. Ooh! And that oh no wait, that's Don Quixote.
And that's when smell boom! Command most resonant.
Mash electronics sim what? Say no more! I didn't even have to try to search for them. That unmistakable sereneness and familiar voice echoing triumphantly between the empty buildings. That's Don Quixote's voice when she's sharing her adventurous tales. There she was, standing atop a low podium like an actor on stage, regaling a group of people in rags with tales of adventures like a traveling thespian.
Oz, ye dogs, Ozman! 'Tis the moment I, Ishmael, the fourth mate of Ethel shall now.
I have a whole series imagined in my brain from the beginning years ago. Me too. I started to finally write it down. I mean, I didn't write down all the shit I got from years ago, but I got like all the different species, all the different races, you know, all the different like alien races, all the different like other races, the magic system. Like some of the powers, I got that written down. Most of the characters, so well, I would say like maybe 1/20 of the characters are written down so far. Stop! Hold on. Hold on. Just what do you think you're doing?
For I was just about to regale them with the most fantastic tale of adventures of the great. Verily, thou hast returned with Magic Squire safety in tow.
What? They found Blockhead.
A burning cloud for a head.
When a child, I heard a story about a legendary sorry cat with a flaming head.
Why would someone like to visit our humble village? Well, their exterior may carry elements that inspire fear in some. There is no cause for alarm. Yeah, they might look like that, but they're Dante, or Major, and the rest are.
Oh!
I'm sorry, who are you two?
They're two very nice people who helped us find Dante. This is Miss Anya, leader of Rhodes Island. And this is Miss Scudati, their operator. She'll be coming along with us for a little while. Yeah, with us.
We believe that the dimensional door, which we at Rhodes Island are investigating, has something to do with why you suddenly woke up here in Iberia.
As Omnia was bringing the sinners up to speed, the villagers who were staring at us curiously approached us. Did our conversation manage to convince them that we're not a threat? I sure hope so.
Aren't you our friends of our saviors?
See?
Saviors? It is quite the grand title. If that is indeed the word by which we address.
To be more precise, by saviors, they are referring only to Faust and Oedipus. Faust gave me a light nod when we made eye contact, but I could tell their lips were drawing a very, very subtle smiling arc. So, I'm guessing something did happen. They were quite mistrustful upon our initial arrival.
What business do I such have here?
What if they're from the Inquisition?
Oh no. What do we do? After all we went through to get here.
Calm yourselves, everyone. None of them are carrying what appears to be their scriptures on lamps. Let's first try to see who they are. Man, I don't think they're gonna trust us anytime soon. There are Kermit-guns. Let's STN say then PTS day. You can't do that, Ryoshu. We can't pillage the storage depots. It looks like they already have it hard enough as is.
I don't think STNC is a good way to get started either.
Should we find help elsewhere? Just look at how thin their arms are. I don't think they're in any shape to help us out.
Perhaps we could inquire as to our whereabouts we are to decide our lodging. While the landscape is certainly reminiscent of U-Corps, but I don't recall seeing or learning about any place that looks like this. Though I can't say I've been to every corner of U-Corp. Oh, yes, again. What business do outsiders have here? Their fingers are tightening around the grips of their weapons. Prolonged silence will most likely turn this into a hostile encounter. We can't have that. Hi! We're from Limbus Company, where...
Yeah, that fixture's up. Boy! Don't you know when to keep it down?
Pictures?
That over there.
That over there. It's a ship blueprint, isn't it? Are you looking to repair a vessel by any chance? Oh, these construction materials seem to suggest though.
Should I list them all? Go for it!
Chief!
This does not concern. It's not something a mere outsider can understand.
Curious. I've never seen an energy source like this before. Have you run the test to rule out any stability issues?
It seems to power the heat exchanger via some method comparable to the utilization of fusion energy. Have you any thoughts on this, Miss Fowles?
The general design structure is somewhat old-fashioned, but there certainly are inspired parts to this design, particularly with the usage of the core energy source. While its stability would need to be further studied, this technology seems to be incredibly energy efficient.
You identify all that by merely glancing at this blueprint?
You must be the village chief, then? If so, I have a proposition for you.
In return for assisting in the ship pod, we were promised a ride on the vessel. Miss Faust has theorized that perhaps by going out to sea, we may be able to find a way to return to whence we came. Does that mean we can find a way back somewhere out there in the sea?
Nothing is certain yet, Dante. At this moment, we are working based on a hunch.
A hunch? Sensing the implicit omen in her choice of words, I slowly turned around to look at Faust, who nodded solemnly in response. If we're really in a different world, if we're really in a different world, even her gesture staff has to be.
No issues were encountered in the repair process.
Faust smiles faintly. As she looks around and she pulls me in my hems, she whispers in a low voice.
My connection to Gesellschaft is currently operating at a suboptimal level, Dante.
So it's still connected, at least?
Indeed, it is. However, even exchanges of simple information are taking up dozens of hours by current calculation.
Is this a warp frame situation because we're in a different dimension?
The causes should be identical. We have been connected to an unidentified, unpredictable dimension. However, Faust is aware that the pathway to our original dimension is yet to close this time, unlike the situation back aboard the warp train.
So to get back to where we came from,
indeed, traveling through the pathway is the most feasible solution.
And from that, you came up with the whole plan to repair the ship and sail out to sea. Yes, well, I am also a genius after all. Anya conjectured that we probably came through a dimensional door of sorts. Looks like that dimensional door might be what Faust is looking for. With high likelihood, yes. At the least, there's a way back. At least there's a way back. I find myself coming down a little. Oh, speaking of which, when do you think you can wrap up the repair job?
As we should have it. A majority of the most time-consuming parts of the repair have already been completed by the locals. It shouldn't take us more than a day or so to get its core parts ship-shape again. Executive Manager?
We'll be staying here a few more days. Then. How did you manage last night? Well, like I said earlier, we've been keeping ourselves busy looking for you this whole time. We took turns helping with repairs and rest. But I doubt any of us got a proper night's rest. Fun fact? Ooh wee, fun fact? Yeah, what's up, Chewie? What's the fun fact? Tell me.
I'm very excited now.
Yes. Ooh, exhilarating. Still, we weren't cold thanks to the villagers who kept to fire us. You shall never know. Wow. Alright. How rude. You're gonna tell me a fun fact, and then you don't tell me because I'm excited. SM had my ace. Why did I snoot in? What did I snoot in? Did you even? I don't even know if you heard that. What did I snoot in? That was just uncomfortable. Now my nose feels weird. I heard. Now my nose just feels weird from doing that. That was not worth it. Still, we weren't cold thanks to the villagers who kept the fire going for us all night. Not to mention how they helped us a ton with the local map they drew us. Oh, also, Chief handed us this earlier. What's it for? Ah, looks like a sack of to collect water. Give it here. I know how to get it get that installed. It must be to repay Miss Faust and Miss White's efforts at repairing the ship. Yet the service they provided us is certainly quite generous, even when taking the transactional nature into account. They're really giving us the best eye treatment they can, huh? As for the food, we managed to fill ourselves with some cookies and bread. How many cookies and bread already keeps in her pockets? Didn't want to eat into the food supply when they're already pretty tight, you know? Have you ever had those moments you breathe in through your nose in a weird way after drinking something? It feels like you're choking? No, I have not had that happen before. Maybe it, like the first times whenever I was like figuring out how to use nasal spray, but since I got like the hang of nasal spray now, I don't really have that issue no more. Pardon me. I'm being asked a question on how many badges for Twitch there are. And I have to look. I wouldn't know where else to look. Well, I don't know where to look, so this might take a second. This is mildly important. It is what it is. I think, alright, let's see. We go to here. Alright, then we go to here. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's say 5 badges for bits. Going from 1 bit to 25k bits. There's more. Don't. Many. people above. I don't have anyone above 25. Let's see, and then we go. Let's see, is it bits and cheering? No. Subscriptions? It'd be under subscriptions. Subscriber badges. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I have 13 badges for subs. Pardon me. You know, it's a good thing I'm actually taking a break. It's a good thing that I'm actually being asked questions right now because my voice is dying from how much I have to be talking. From day 1 sub up to 4.5. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I would say just do 10 because that's from base up to 3 years. Then there is the T2 and T3 layers that go on top of badges. I should probably just screenshot this instead of like typing this out, huh? Who flashbanged me? Starting from 2019. Oh boy.
Ooh-wee.
I might not read it all out loud, but I will read it. Wait, that's not... Dang it. And then... there is just the channel point. So that would be what? 16 different. And then go to here, and then I want to screenshot this. All right, now we sent that over. All right, now we can go back to the game again. She carries enough cookies and bread for 12 people.
They did offer us some nosh. Those dried fish things, but we refuse. I ain't about taking food from the needy.
We need no concern so much with our hospitality. You have done more than enough to earn your keep. I turned around to look at the source of that low, rumbling voice. I saw an old man in the outfit that seemed to distinguish itself among the villagers.
There you are, Chief. Is there a place for us to stay tonight?
We do have a place in the shelter from the misty humanity at the very least. There's an empty building that there's, so feel free to occupy for the night. Oh, are you sure? I mean, I don't mind sleeping in the streets myself. Hey, speak for yourself. I've been looking forward to sleeping with a roof over my head since like yesterday.
Don't catch a cold sleeping on the elements in this environment, which is fine by me for the rest of you. But we cannot afford to have the executive manager or our honored guests suffer that fate.
In multiversality series? Huh? What's that?
I heard what happened from the four who left and sent to the executive manager. First, I would like to begin by imparting my infinite gratitude to you for finding and rescuing the executive manager. I hear that you are the leader at a pharmaceutical company. This acquaintance shall certainly come in handy in case our stay becomes significantly prolonged.
I'm just surprised by her bonus to say something so materialistic when they're sitting right there.
Can I stay in your village too, Chief?
The village chief took a brief glance at the hems by her wrist, then nodded.
Welcome to Faramarito. You are welcome to stay for as long as you want. And please, let me know if you find yourselves without food. Our food supply may be tight indeed. We have enough to share with those who helped repair the vessel.
Oh, you better not go back on your word later. I wonder what kind of local delicacies await dried fish like they were eating earlier. Hey, Chief.
What is it?
Just how are you surviving out here by the sea?
Perhaps the question of how we are surviving may be somewhat misdirected. We are only pursuing every possible avenue because we must survive.
The chief responds to Skidaddy's perceived hostility with a haughty smile. After leaving some firewood for the night, he left.
I'm going. Can't learn much from here. Can't learn much from here.
Oh, you're going somewhere at the shower? Skidaddy does this have something to do with the coast? I remember what you said before we got to the village. Something about how coasts are hardly good places to live in.
Dante wants to know if this has something to do with the coast.
Do you understand the Aegir language?
Aegir language? No.
Dante, Skidaddy just spoke in Aegirian. I could understand a word of Skidaddy in the chief's conversation, because I don't speak Aegirian.
It may only be that there were enough lexical similarity between one of the city's languages and the language Skidaddy spoke in for them to comprehend the meaning.
Weird coincidence. Anyway, I have some things to look into, something you're all too slow to see. You're still talk about it later. Please remember you're not on a solo mission, Skidaddy. This is the takeover from Round Island.
Will do.
Skidaddy nodded lightly before leaping off into the night out of our sight. I'm kind of worried.
She's not the best with people, but she's also pretty thoughtful. She'll be okay. Should we get inside? The sun's starting to set already.
Oh, yeah. Probably can't pick an unlit building and stay the night there, right? Trying our best to ignore the mood that was starting to turn awkward, we made our way into a nearby unoccupied building. Damn. Oh man, it gives me 80. I'm not gonna. I say oh man, it gives me 80 lunacy for doing one dialogue scene, but it's just another one. I'm not excited about it. We walked past a few narrow buildings and remnants of narrow. We walked past a few narrow buildings and remnants of narrow buildings before we came across a hall large enough to house all 15 of us or so of us.
Okay, now we're ready. With the curtains and the window removed, the smoke has an exit.
Well, I thought we were doomed to shit ourselves to sleep with the smoking wet firewood. And I had no idea that you'd work.
We have to get a small fire going underneath it until the wood dries up and catches fire. The downside being all the smoke. It's clear that she has some expertise, and like some fools I know.
Not her, and let her carry the burden of labor alone. Bequeath upon me 9 ingredients, young Rodian, for I shall conjecture thee a pot of special princess.
You're making soup with cookies and jelly?
No! You are not getting anywhere near that kitchen again after you cooked up last time. While I must admit, to a certain level of interest, as many of our fellows, Viscera, are oft racked with intense agony upon ingesting dishes of your making. Perhaps it would be wiser that we save the occasion for a safer environment?
Right. Don't you remember? We agreed to leave cooking to Meru or Oti for even a situation like this, remember?
Did we? I think it's become should have an unspoken rule after everything happened. Remember?
Stop fucking saying remember, that's the third time! That's the third time in a paragraph!
During last year's cooking competition at Q Corp, they were the only two people who managed to get remotely part of abuse.
Oh,
Yeah, does that mean we'll get to try Otis cooking once again?
deny. We still have plenty of high caliber foods like cookies and jellies here. I find no reason to do something so inefficient. I'm glad to see that everyone's still energetic given the circumstances. It can be helped to. It can be easy to suddenly wake up in an unfamiliar environment.
Well, we're all quite used to getting thrown into unfamiliar places. Speaking of which, did you manage to teach your colleagues Omnia? She shook her head, concerned.
They lost their comms devices, or maybe they ran into some other trouble.
Could they be in danger?
I don't know. But, okay, the doctor, the facility, are both more than capable enough to look after themselves.
Long after this curiosity lingered within me, thus allow me to inquire. Corporations are, by their nature, organizations in pursuit of profit. Yet, the activities of your corporation resemble those of a charity organization, as opposed to a pharmaceutical company. Is there aught that might explicate this blurred distinction?
I want to know too. How come a pharmaceutical company with like Rhodes Island is helping people?
Something about what Hong Lu said brings back unpleasant memories. The horrible experiments seen through the casket of flowing tears in the face of suffering, the embodiment of greed that left a terrible wound in Hong Lun's fathoms. The pharmaceutical companies I've seen in my journey were corporations that, despite possessing the capability to heal, chose to obsess over the profit it can provide.
There are many, Terra, who are suffering from a disease. The disease crystallizes you, spreads deeper and deeper into the infected's internal organs. Eventually, in the gut. It's called orpathy.
Omnia showed me the back of her right hand, dotted by what appear to be obsidian crystallizations. Its appearance reminded me of the biotreatments from the back streets. But there was something more to it. Something more restless, more sinister.
It's a terrible, painful disease. But there haven't been any records, cases of full...
Oh, but there haven't... What? Why is there a but there? What? It's terrible, painful disease, but there haven't been any recorded cases of full recovery. That's not a but. It's not a but statement. That's an and statement.
It's a terrible, painful disease, and there haven't been any recorded cases of full recovery.
You see, that just fits better. I can write better than the dialogue.
But even worse problem.
Right? What could possibly be worse than an incurable deadly disease?
Well, varies region by region. Discrimination against the infected is widespread across Terra.
Those who suffer from it must face unfair treatment.
He saying began with a dark expression.
Some are quarantined in places with terrible, inhumane conditions, and there have been massacres too. I don't mean to be callous, but is this Aurapathy highly contagious? No, there have not been any recorded cases of infection by contact, as long as the subjects are alive. But when the infection dies, the crystal grows in their body, decay, and turn to dust, scattering, which is what spreads the plague.
than barring environments like a battlefield, where battlefields where casualties are to be expected. Staying within close proximity of the infected in daily life seems to pose hardly any risk.
So what's the problem then? They're already past the point of caring about what the problem is. Once people start feeling iffy, all logic goes out the window. Then Rose Island's goal has to be...
Yeah. Yeah! It is important to develop a cure for Aurabankruptcy, but I think what really matters is that we change the circumstances for the best for the infected! That's not going to be an easy endeavor, though, as what gives your effort more meaning. I hope you can achieve that goal, Hiya. I really do.
Forsooth. The city, this world, we both live in worlds full of surprises, don't we?
What kind of world you come from? This city?
What kind of place is the city anyway? The kind of place with too many pointless rules? The kind of place where the moment you think isn't this too much, you see something even worse? Tries on I couldn't think of a single positive thing about the city. The sinners seemed to be in agreement, as most of what came after was quite scathing. The kind of place where good deeds rarely go unpunished. Where sympathy's a good attitude to have if you like it and stabbed in the back. Nothing good ever works out there. It's a shithole. It's an irrational place full of absurdities. Absurdities and omnipresence. Therefore, it is not a subject by which one should be aggrieved. We can at least grouse about them, though. I mean, it's the only thing we can do. It would be more correct to experience more and acclimate oneself to itself, instead of complaining. You did say something like that last time. This is the mood was starting to rather sour. Don Quixote's shout shattered through the awkwardness. Badly, nearly a day goeth by untarnished by villains and their deeds. Yet worry thee not, for where evil rises, so does a mixture of justice too. Don Quixote jumped from her seat and passionately shook her fist, which was followed by a heavy crack and the sound of small pebbles tumbling down.
Don Quixote, watch out!
Whoa! What? Child. And from behind the wall, she accidentally broke down. An unfamiliar visage of a villager appeared and stared back at Don Quixote. It appeared that she was eating something out of a can while reading a book. How farest thou? Farest thy foot? You gotta apologize first. Class seemed a tad too hyper today. Apologies, for I hardly expected the wall to crumble with such ease. Art thou unhurt? Any injuries? Two? Two? Pray tell. To what? Forget the apology. I just want to know what happens next. The fixtures of justice rose up to do what? Oh! Oh! Haste! Thou comest here to hear the tale of fixers? I don't know about coming to us. Given how Miss Don Quixote was the one who punched the wall down. Uh-oh. Is it too late? An hour? I don't mind waiting till morning if you want to sleep. Nay! Not at all! 'Tis quite early an hour for tales. In fact, prithee, seat thyself here. You ungovernable fool. Calm down. You don't even know who she is. And don't you forget to share those Vixer tales over there in the corner. Do not disturb I sleep. No, maketh the request more untenable. These tales deserve to be unannounced to the world, with great gusto from the center. Yeah, that's the best way to hear those kinds of stories. But we should probably introduce ourselves to each other first. Name's Mayors. I'm, how should I put this? Did you meet the village chief earlier during the day? He's my grands. Oh, that nice guy. So we had a granddaughter.
Yet I have not seen you once, Miss Mayors, under the sun.
Oh, my. You're doing right. I thought the village was completely dried of any young blood.
Like Rodius said, while we did see Mayors out there wasn't anyone else in the village. we could comfortably call young.
You're telling me Gramps was worrying over nothing and told me to stay put inside? Going on and on about the dangers that the outside pose and everything? It seems that they do not give full faith to their saviors.
There are things that you cannot share with whom you trust with your life. No, I would like to know why.
My. So there are a bunch of other kids who are stuck indoors in this village? No, there isn't anyone around at my age in the village at all. If that's the case, I guess I can understand why he'd be overprotective. Anyways, it's our turn. We are... Oh, I'm good. I heard an interesting idea.
You did?
Oh, pray, how didst thou hear us? Via the listening device most secret upon our chamber.
Mayors tapped aside the wall, the part of it that was still steady anyway, and smiled ironically.
Bad soundproofing. I could hear pretty much everything, down to Quixote, right? Everything down to Quixote practically sang during the day. Barely, I see.
I think you could really do some sense of embarrassment for once.
Well, I guess that's good enough for self-introduction, so... Here to regale me with the tale of fixers who bring justice to the evils of the city? Indubitably! Then, they shall do. I shall regale thee with the tale in which the legendary fixer, the art magnificence herself, the Red Mist, hath...
I suppose that killed any hope for a good night, Skip.
But, don't you usually pass out with a minute on your back and hay no matter how noisy things are?
What? Do you take me for some kind of hibernating bear or something? Look, even I have trouble sleeping when there's noise all over.
I'd say bear in hibernation. It's a pretty apt descriptor. For all that grumbling and moaning, he dozed off before any of us did.
Aside from Heathcliff, who began snoring the moment his head touched the ground, some others in it were fast asleep as well. Marisol had entered sleep in his usual steadfast adherence to the routine, while Faust laid claim to one of the few available cloth sheets as soon as the close of business for the day was confirmed. The sinners who had spent the entire last night searching for me in this unfamiliar land slowly began to fall asleep as well. Meanwhile, the fix of this way association for section. Though the night was no longer young, Don Quixote was still vigorously sharing the tales of adventures without even a single sign of fatigue. She's not determined to do this until sunrise, is she? I guess it's okay, since mayors seem to be having fun. As I continue to watch the pair with some mild concern, Omnia, not yet asleep, approached me.
This city Miss Don Quixote speaks of seems to be teeming with the fixers of justice, exhilarating tales of adventures. Did you actually experience all of them yourselves?
No, of course not. Don Quixote's stories are usually those of other famous people.
But she sounded like that I almost sounded like she was there herself.
Well, I guess, if you really want to get into it, some of them might be retellings of Don Quixote's personal experiences. Ishmael replied uncertainly, thinking back to the plays we were made to watch back in La Mancha land.
Well, I think all of the stories, even though they're all partially true, just go to show what a ridiculous place it can be. We wouldn't need fixtures of justice to begin with if you really lived in just a world, right? A really good place to live would be quiet and peaceful without showing half the portion.
It's true. I hope there'll come a day when Rhodes Island can be a normal pharmaceutical company in the future.
Huh? Something wrong? No, I just thought Miss Mayers and I made eye contact.
Did she overhear our conversation? I looked her direction as well, but all I saw was Mayers excitedly reacting to Don Quixote's tales. Well, what happened then? Thou spoke! Yes, spoke, Lady Oiters, boldly before the soldiers stood in our path. Thou presumest to stand in our path, servants of a master most unworthy. I, Oiters, shall educate ye on how men make it. Don Quixote was now retelling the stories of Limbus Company's adventures in Hong Yong, and Oiters, who could no longer stand Don Quixote's unintentional altercations of the story, jumped to her feet and shouted,
What kind of nonsense are you being her? I never said anything like that.
Finally, certain aspects of this retelling may have been exaggerated. That's Tales of Adventure for you. Things are bound to get a bit dry when a story is told too realistically and as is, right? You know, nothing, not even anything resembling a proper record or a book remained once the profound silence swept through this village. So I've always had a craving for these kinds of stories. But Iberia doesn't stop the Iberians from immigrating, contrary to the tight immigration control. Have you ever thought about leaving this place? It's still a challenge to cross the border, especially since we're going to have to pass through larger cities that managed by the Inquisition. You don't seem particularly fond of this Inquisition. Why is that?
Want to hear the backstory of Bombsicle and Mercedes? Sure.
Sorry, but what kind of organization is this Inquisition?
Sinclair asked, face turning cold upon hearing the word Inquisition, and that people fled from it.
Yeah, the Nagel and the Nagel und Hammer we saw back at Cow W aren't the kind of memories that are so easily forgotten. According to Dr. Casaldi, the Inquisition is what filled the power vacuum once the Iberia fell into chaos. That its inquisitors are the rapier and the lamb-wielding protectors of Iberia cities. This. That alone kind of makes them sound like good people, though. Yeah, they are, but there's the Church of the Deep. The Inquisition will go to whatever lengths to deal with the incidents related to the church that worships Seaborns. Hey, an organization that worships those monsters! It seems that cultish fanaticism is a plague wherever we go. I feel like people with all kinds of wrong faiths and beliefs are so common. See, the Seaborns are the ones that messed Iberia up. No, following their logic, apparently it's okay for them to arrest anyone who seems even remotely connected to them. Are you Iberians like this because of the Seaborns?
Those things from earlier? I guess they were kind of troublesome to deal with, but they didn't seem that strong.
Anyways, it's just what I heard from Gramps. But the Inquisition executed many innocent people too in their crusade against the Church of the Deep. For those who proclaim to be on the side of justice, they seem quite fond of committing such a villainy. It seems like a reasonable policy decision to me, but it must pose a clear danger to the daily lives of civilians. Yeah, I heard I was the only survivor. Everyone in my family died. You must have had to endure such a long period of pain to be able to say something like that with such composure. For Iberia, they are heroes who will bring back to its glory days, but to Gramps, they were just oppressors making his life difficult. That's why we've all come here, bring me the Inquisition's gates. Yet, wherefore hast thou decided to settle at a place that is so, run down? Indeed. Yeah, I know. But it sounds so bad once you get used to it. Besides, we managed to find a new path thanks to you guys.
A new path?
Well, it's getting late. Will you be repairing the ship tomorrow, too?
This place really has no soundproof at all, huh?
Good talk, everyone. Hope we'll get another chance to do this tomorrow, too.
After seeing Mayors to her own room, the other sinners, those who were still pup anyway, and dilate ourselves on the hard stone floor with only a thin layer of cloth between it and our backs. A mysterious world that is neither the city nor the outskirts. But it seemed that the lives its people led were just as difficult as they were anywhere else. Okay, KO, you're the star of the show.
Oh,
my throat is dying from so much talking. Ah, yes, fighting, finally. Alright. 1, 2, 3. Actually, wait, do I want you? Yeah. So, yeah, I guess that's fine. I'm gonna have Cockclair back in here. I know Cockclair is not the greatest.
저주를 끼얹을 것이 있나 보군요.
No, I wanna change his identity. I wanna change his identity, please. Thank you. Here we go. All right, 1, 2, 3. What was it? 4, 5, 6, 7. Wonderful.
준비한 대로만 하면.
Like a front facing out face or a back. 709 Universe 7091. Bombshat and Mercedes was here. He's old. He's got gray hair. It's so big. Penis. The penis is large.
Amazing! I didn't even know there were remaining vessels of this class in Iberia.
I spy her name here. Tis called the name Rebellion de las Masas. Rebellion de las Masas. Revolt of the Masses, it is. A name very much marred in peculiarity indeed. Hanglu chimed in. He was rather fond of it, with size being about the same as the boat from his home. Well, Ishmael quickly jumped in to correct us that its size alone wasn't anything special at the Great Lake, but it was still pretty big compared to Mephi or the Indigo Elder's skiff. I thought it was going to be somewhere around Mephi's size at most. Are you sure you can get the ship fixed in a day or two?
As I briefed you yesterday, the great majority of the time-consuming repairs have already been completed by the villagers. The extent of our repair efforts only concerns a few components within the vessel that the villagers could not repair, which shouldn't take as much time.
Unless parts that are unfamiliar to Faust are also malfunctioning, such as the core engine, remaining repairs should be sufficiently managed by Faust. Despite Oita's confident declaration, I could not help but feel oddly unsettled as I looked at the ship. I don't know why, but something tells me that we don't need to linger here for too long. Still, please be thorough about it, just in case. I'd rather not sit on a sinking ship again. The experience at that Great Lake was enough. Do not worry, Dante. Unlike Metaphysides, most functions of this vessel, buoyancy gear, propellers, steering gear, our own operational capacity, this repair should be much easier than the case with Metaphysides. They seem confident enough. It should be safe this time around, right?
Are we taking that rope to climb up to the ship?
No, there's a lift-like apparatus down there. It should take us up to the ship. Its stability was verified yesterday. Let us board the lift. You're 100% certain, right?
The boat is afloat right now, Dante. I think you'll be singing anytime soon.
Wouldn't that be nice? Boy, are you two just gonna leave half of out down there? We're heading up now. No, we're on with you. As I made my way downtown, I was greeted by the extravagant interior that was as gaudy as its exterior. Damn, that's good. Hey, boy! Yeah, boy, that's a pretty ass interior, boy. This isn't real gold, is it? Shivery shiny as heck in here. I've got butterflies in my stomach. Hey, aesthetically satisfying, she says. But too ostentatious. Not quite my style. Our young Murphy is also quite the excellent vessel. Yet imagine the adventures we could embark on aboard this vessel, most lavishly decorated. As Faust and Oitis were working as one-on-one on the control panels, Ishmael walked up to another and interfaced with it before giving a knowing nod. This must have been an investigative. This must have been an investigative or research vessel of sorts. But it does seem a bit extravagant for one of those, though. Look, coordinates updating in real time, it seems.
The coordinates seem to have been set to somewhere out in the middle of the ocean. Maybe a point to a small islet?
Nope, no islet there.
What? Blimey, Lash. You sure know how to sneak up on people.
Mayors? What? Did I actually surprise you? I didn't ask if your guys gonna fix the boat today. Still, I didn't know you'd be here.
Where are the coordinates set to this location?
There are several undersea cities beneath these coordinates, collectively known as Agir. Gramps' home. I see. Understood. What was understood, if I may ask? It is now understood why the promise to repair the ship was sufficient to earn their trust in the title of saviors.
What's she on about? Maybe she didn't get translated.
Consolidating and cross-referencing the observed particular circumstances of the village and the statements from the village chief, alongside information garnered from the exchange with Bayers, it is possible to gauge the significance of the ship's repair as to the local populace. Of course, while this may constitute a sequence of logical connections that pose a certain challenge for Heathcliff to comprehend, to employ any degree of effort to attempt to explain it in more digestible language would constitute a pursuit of inefficiency. Lower the baton! I implore you! I shall explain it in full!
I was wondering when Smartass would start gabbing like that again. So, what's she on about?
Heathcliff's shoulders were relaxed. It didn't seem like he was actually gonna swing the bat. He placed it lightly over his shoulders with a sigh. A brief observation of the village seemed to suggest that the substance situator was quite dire. Much of their daily sustenance consisted of dire food, most of them made for long-term storage purposes. Considering what Skidati said about how the coastal areas are full of danger, maybe those dried seafood aren't from around here either.
Maybe it's what they packed when they first claimed to Faramir.
Some villagers were armed, yeah, and those sea trimmers weren't exactly that formidable, but given the state the villagers are in, I doubt they'd have an easy time repelling those monsters. Indeed. And that brings us to the question of sustenance.
Right, I get what's going on here. The lads and her granddad are about to visit their hometown, and they're trying to get some food supplies from there to feed the villagers and to convince them. They're planning to use the fact that they're from the same neck of the woods, or she, I guess.
So we're just repairing the ship or repairing the food supply pad too? What's wrong?
It's, While the expressions were rather crude, Heathcliff's summary of the situation was clear, the point, and easily understood. Sam stared at him with mild surprise. And I did too.
What's right? What's with them annoying looks? Wait. Oh, are you shot? You don't think I'm that dim-witted, do you?
Top-notch intuition. It's just that it's been a while since you showed this side of yourself. Thinking back, Heathcliff's intuition's always been excellent, and he'd often put together surprisingly accurate conclusions with impressive speed. You know, when you really think about it, it's kind of your fault for...
I've been too soft on you lately, haven't I? Oi, get back here!
Now with those rules out of the conversation, was he correct?
Who just looks away from the usual chaos and asks Mayors. Honestly, I'm surprised. He was on point. Yeah, food's been running low in the village. At this rate, we won't last another year. But the Agir, well, I'm sure they'll welcome us with open arms.
I don't like I'm overly worried, but do you think they'll welcome the others too? Unlike mayors or chief, they're not Agir.
I believe they will. Iberia suspects and hates the Agir for no reason, other than that we're from the sea, but our home cannot have fallen so low as to abandon a group of starving land dwellers. Prithee, might thou explain to us who the Agir are? I had initially thought it to be a reference to a region, yet it also seems to refer to an affiliation of sorts. Maybe there's something like the nest dwellers, though I don't think I've heard of an ethnic suspectory people with open arms. Or maybe they used to be some kind of rich folk.
Do they call them nest toffs Agir here? And does that make the rabbit ears Agir too?
Wait, in the world you came from, do they not distinguish between races? Oh, wrong word. Oh well. That is not entirely true. Delineation between races is a concept that does not exist. Though I only saw them in the Fathoms, there were those terrifying things called the cuckoo spawns. However, as a general rule, it can be said that humans should be the only intellectual life forms in the city.
The people of Terra have slightly varied appearances depending on the race, like my cat's ears.
And I've got pointy ears, because I'm an Aegir. Though it's not a characteristic every Aegir shares.
The closest idea to what they are discussing appeared to be,
Don Quixote seemed to be struggling to finish her sentence. Marisol stepped in to continue. By context clues in the manner of word usage, including the means of quantification, the closest example in our world would be the blood fiends, similar external experiences to humans, despite natures comparable to sapiens.
'Tis of my belief that blood fiends are ostracized due to their nature that maketh coexistence with humans difficult, and maybe that the Aegir are also. I'm sure some of them do possess qualities that make coexistence with others difficult, but they're probably rare. Then what for? Are they made subject to suspicion and hatred? Yes!
Well, the language is new, but the idea itself is pretty familiar to shitty folks like us. Think of feathers and fallen wings, kids born in the back streets, people who replace their body parts with prosthetics.
The form differs, yet in its essence we find the thread.
Something about how we keep finding these similarities in the ways of our lives, despite finding ourselves in a distant world with different rules, races, and humans. Well, oddly discomforting.
The point is, you guys are doing us a real solid by fixing up the ship. Let's move on from these gloomy conversations, okay? I want to show you the cooler parts of this ship. This way. The ship port may have to wait. The repairs are almost completed, but an issue has arisen. Issue?
Whoa! That's not reassuring at all.
Multiple life form identifies ahead, assumed to be a sea terror.
The ship's radar system seems to suggest that the vessel is surrounded.
They're the same monsters from yesterday.
Executive manager, please order us to prepare for battle. Damn it, are they the sea terrors you encountered?
They look a bit different, but yeah, probably.
There's a lot of them, but if our last experience tells us anything, we should be able to handle this.
Omnia, please support us in the battle like you did yesterday.
Hadst thou fight, young Mayaz?
I feel like I'm just gonna get in your way.
Then, guys, find a place to keep mayors as far as possible from the battle. Then let's hurry down there. We don't want them damaging the ship any further. Doing Omnia's voice hurts, man. I'm dying. Help me. Thank Lord I have a break. I need to bring up the neck massager too, because my shoulders are bothering me. Well, my neck / shit, my shoulders. Oh man. Probably give my time. I'm sure I'd probably give myself a break. So whenever mid dialogue, so that one. Yesterday for like a while. Battery died.
감회가 새로워요.
Good thing or bad thing?
이 거리는 충분해.
Oh
너한테
no.
조금 멀겠지만.
Something.
아, 여기선 이런 공격이 잘 먹히는군요.
I'm here.
한 넘고, 둘 넘고, 꺾고 제쳐라.
방금의 움직임
Thank you.
두말할
Hey,
것
what's
없이
that for?
100점 만점입니다.
All you here to do? Just give me the damn charger cord, CJ. All you here to do? Oh yeah.
몰아넣었으니 너는 못 따라나.
강호 유람기에서도 이렇게 일이 쉽게
Oh.
이루어지기
Oh hey.
드문데.
One of these.
생각해보라고. 가장 부러운 고작 이 정도 탕후루.
우리가 아마 모험이지.
목을 떨궈주마.
Can we keep on fighting to the end?
Cause we are the champ.
강호 유람기에서도 이렇게 일이 쉽게 풀린 적이 드물었는데.
강호 유람기라면
Champ, Hog,
이스마엘
Hog
그자가
champ.
진행해주는 탁자 위에서
It's not
하는
very-
건 말이죠.
놀이가
It's not
아니야.
very PogChamp of you.
모험이지.
날개를 펼치고 발톱을
You
걸어.
can do it. You can do it. Do it, can you?
불끄득 지원했군.
바람 불어오는데요. 짓밟아라.
어머, 놀랐어?
목을 떨궈주마. 깔끔하게 물었군.
강호 유람기의 사조. 이렇게 일이 쉽게 풀린 적이 드물었는데.
Oh man, where's the Anya announcer?
그자가 진행해주는
She should be speaking now because we're in the because we're doing this. You almost had me interested in buying it. Now that I'm not hearing her now, I'm not gonna get the Omnia announcer if I don't know if it sounds good. Then again, though, I gotta stop spending my money loosey goosey. I gotta start saving it a little more.
이 정도의 성과라면 4대 가문의 자제들도 인정할 수밖에 없을 겁니다.
Man, we haven't even got to the Aurafarmer. We're still on Aurabankruptcy.
또한 줄.
Okay then.
핏물진 갯대에서 내려.
Clear within 15 turns. The game's acting like this is difficult. Like we're actually gonna be like we're supposed to be struggling on this.
저희를 헤아릴 수 없다면 그 용도를 고민하는 것이
Is it just fighting? Ain't no way we're just gonna give us a one where it's only fighting for the first time in forever.
이번 대련도 무난히 승리하실 수 있을 겁니다. 아가씨.
첫 여정을 시작했을 때보다 정말 강해지셨네요. 매일 보아왔는데도 지금은 감회가 새로워요.
이 거리면 충분해. 너한텐 조금 멀겠지만.
차포자라. 예상한 것보다 움직임이 더 좋구나.
몰아 넣었어.
강호 유람기의 사조. 이렇게 일이 쉽게 풀린 적이 드물었는데.
그자가 진행해주는 탁자 위에서 하는
놀랐어? 놀이가 아니야.
목을 떨궈주마.
모험이지. 강호 유람기의 사조. 이렇게 일이 쉽게 풀린 적이 드물었는데.
강호 유람기라면 그자가 진행해주는 탁자 위에서 하는 놀이를
고작 이 정도
놀이가 아니야.
탕류의 허덕이나.
모험이지.
여기선 이런 공격이 잘 먹히는군요. 하나 넘고 둘 넘고 꺾고 제쳐라.
저 해충들을 도려내라.
이제 깨우치시게.
묘야.
These are interesting creatures. They're like, what are they? What are these? Those just look like dogs, but they just have jaws for jaws for
이런
face.
것쯤이야.
Oh, that must be what Hasup Hiker's dog looks like if no one ever caught him zapping his dog. They just turns into a living skeleton. Skeleton!
강호 유람기의 사조. 이렇게 일이 쉽게 풀린 적이 드물었는데.
강호 유람기라면 있으면 그자가 진행해주는 탁자 위에서 하는 놀이 말이십니까?
여러 적
놀이가 아니야. 모험이지.
고작 이 정도 탕류의 허덕이나.
무상한 목숨.
Go, Ishmael! Yeah, go, Ishmael! Go, fish. Mail. Go, Ishmael, be a fish mail.
깔끔하게 물었군.
그자의 가르침을 징득하시고 아가씨.
싱크로는 나보다 더 잘했거든.
No. How could you? How did you actually fail that, Faust?
깨우치시게.
You're like the highest sped unit, and yet you failed that. That's so Elriz. How did you not game in the creature there, Honglu? That's such Elriz.
완벽한 승리 축하드립니다, 아가씨. 이 정도의 성과라면 4대 가문의 자제들도 인정할 수밖에 없을 겁니다.
좋은.
The remaining entities have all returned to the sea. Is everyone okay?
It was just like our last skirmish. Sea terrors that had surrounded the ship returned to sea even before the battle came to an end, and their retreat felt too orderly and deliberate to be just running away. It's almost like they're making a tactical retreat. We're doing peachy. But what about the ship? How is the ship okay? Minor damages to the hull, but nothing that will impede the ship's operational capabilities. Ooh! So, I noticed during the battle, I might be wrong, of course, but I think I noticed how, around the end of the battle, those monsters were starting to go after the manager. You're probably right, actually. I noticed that too. At some point during our battle, those monsters realized that it's the manager who's commanding the rest of us.
I sensed the very same. Their moods were fluid and adapted, as though they were learning our behavior. Why doesn't the Church of the Deep worship monsters like them?
That ain't much of a question, innit? They must have all gone mental.
I'm sure they have many reasons, but seaborns are beings of an infinite potential, so much so there's no superlative big enough to properly convey the scale. As organisms, they can endlessly evolve and adapt every time they encounter a new environment or a new element. They can transform themselves into other seaborns. Maybe that's their job.
That fascination may be an attitude most befitting a researcher, yet the transformation of fascination into idolatry is, if I may be frank, not entirely positive.
I find them pretty uncomfortable. They just remind me of whales.
Then, can they adapt to learn their language and communicate with us?
What?
Going by everything we heard, I think they sound really smart.
Mayer's eyes went around at Honglu's suggestion. She brought her hands to her mouth, surprised. It sure was something.
I heard that there was a seaborn who could talk.
If non-humans speak their language of humans, regardless of its testament to their intelligence, I can only think of two possibilities as to why they would. One to communicate with humans, the other to deceive humans.
More often than not, it's the latter. What about distortions? Some of them already know how to speak.
Distortions are phenomena in which humans transform into monstrous forms, first observed after the White Nights and Dark Days incident. Therefore, that example is irrelevant to Oitis' superstition.
White Nights and Dark Days?
She whispered quietly, but as we were standing rather close to her, we all caught on to the hint of joy in her voice.
The Pillar of Light in the city. Did it really...
How have you come across this knowledge, Miss Mayors?
Oh, that's...
Ain't it obvious? We've got the culprit right here, the storyteller lass who's been gabbing on with no end.
Yeah, she's been talking non-stop all morning about all kinds of stories, hasn't she?
Huh? Yet I have not gotten that...
You again?
You again? You didn't get lost in your own stories that you blabbered on about our company's secrets, have you?
Nay! Faye, I simply have not.
As Don Quixote was subject to yet another round of scolding, Omnia stared out toward the sea, wary that sea terrors might start crawling to the surface once again, before turning toward us.
I wonder which kind of the two seaboards are.
Their sense of self is really faint, so I don't think they'd be in either category. I think it's possible that they learn human language out of instinct. The power of speech might help them survive.
It appears that you, Miss Mayors, are quite the expert on the subject of seaboards. Your knowledge of them goes beyond what fear for one's survival may yield, thereby suggesting a different meaning of acquisition. Do you, by chance, worship the seaborns?
I don't worship seaborns. Seaborns don't have any hopes or wishes, just desire for survival.
Miss Mayors, does that mean if seaborns were somehow able to hope?
Maybe so.
Is that so?
The repairs are complete.
As we were conversing, Faust descended from the ship with a neatly organized set of tools borrowed from the village. Repairs completed. I'm guessing repairs are done then.
Yes. Yes. The ship is ready to sail.
Do you have a departure time and date in mind? I would prefer if you could depart as soon as possible.
Just in case.
We don't have a set time or anything, but I think we should be able to set sail this late afternoon at the earliest.
That soon?
As you've seen, we don't have a lot to bring with us. By the way, how far out to sea do you guys need to go?
We need to find this dimensional door of sorts.
I could see the dimensional doors lying from the beach at night. But given how the light's strong enough to break through the sea fog, we should be able to determine its location somewhere around the coastline waters. So, can we go back tonight?
The first order of business is to relay this news to the villagers.
Yeah, back to the village for now.
Back to the village. I'm going. Back to the village.
It's not. Please not more. Please not another talking scene.
Fuck!
Another talking scene. Damn it! Wow, that's a lot of lunacy they're giving away out. Damn. You get it 130 on for bolt. Damn. You get a lot. They give it like candy. Sheesh. All right, rewards acquired. What is it? I need to know. What is that?
Let's say what is it?
Is it one of these? Yeah, right, it is one of those. I thought so. I had a feeling, but I really didn't know. I could not tell. Boom. Boom. Oh, you can actually tell that one's animated a lot easier, or a lot more than this one. Oh, I guess that one, the title card appears and disappears, which isn't as cool as like star floating around. Oh my! I think maybe I should cut it short. My voice is giving out on me. I am having to clear my throat a lot. It's not. My voice is not enjoying what I'm doing to it. That's too damn bad. I'm going. I said maybe I should stop, but I'm not gonna stop. We're going on. We keep on keeping on. I'm gonna chug water when I can.
There's nothing going on.
Yeah, I heard it too. I heard people shouting and hollering. When we returned to the village, ship repairs completed, we were welcomed by a rather hostile standoff. A quick count told me there were approximately 20 people assembled at the village square. Considering its population, that was pretty much the whole village. Who's that over there? Inquisitor. I think we've been found. The Inquisitor dressed in the well-kept uniform was about the same height as Don Quixote. The sword and lamp hanging from her waist sits in stark contrast with the more run-down, ramshack village. She almost looked like a fixer from the city.
So, the Inquisition has discovered our village.
She's pretty. I like the design.
Did you really think that you could forever stay out of the Inquisition's gaze, citizen? That's a naive dream. Fabius disappeared from the Inquisition's mid-interrogation under charges of suspicion of membership within the Charge of the Day. Last known location, Thought Flat. The other Inquisitors have informed me that you have been identified next to pirates in fringes. From a criminal to an outlaw. What a dramatic evolution of your career. But it ends not here now. Every citizen here, including you, will be accompanying me to the Inquisition.
They have never broken a single law, nor are they outlaws of any kind. They are not like me.
They disregarded the Inquisition's authority, breathed the gaze of Iberia, and founded the southern coast again. Tell me, are you not supposed to find that suspicious?
What are you talking about? You can't just start arresting people left and right with a genuine suspicion like that. You shouldn't.
We only wish to live a quiet life, man. Is that so? Then you might find yourself returning to the village one day as long as you're telling the truth, which is not an option for you, Fabius.
Mayors? Was Chief really a pirate?
Well, yeah. As far as I know, he's been out of that game for a while. And even when he ran with the pirates, all he did was share Ben Beast jerky to the villagers. Or carry a geeky and girls between them. Even if you're telling the truth, Mayors, I doubt the Inquisition will be lenient.
Well, now.
I have but one question to ask. That's that Inquisitor. Is she following the proper legal procedures? I don't know much about the laws of Iberia, but Dr. Cassandra noticed that the words of Inquisitors were pretty much the law here.
It is likely that she is following the proper legal procedures. The procedures are precisely what the villagers have fled from, after all.
Then it is decided.
Boy just quietly dragged me to the side and whispered outside Mayor's earshot. The sinners who were right next to me seemed to have picked it up, though.
Executive Manager, we best immediately return to the ship, take command of it, and set out on our road. It is unwise to involve ourselves in this conflict.
What? Are you seriously suggesting that we just leave them arresting the villagers?
Did you hear what the Inquisitor said? It seems quite cut and dry to me. It's just standard procedure with no local laws broken. We are in no place to involve ourselves. Our best hope is to take ship before they impound that too.
We can't do that. And if it's such a procedure, even if they're working within the law, it's not. You stayed up to hear Mayo's story too, right? You know, the Encope Inquisitors were working within the law too when they came for the village. That was standard procedure too. If anyone stepped in then.
I know what you went through, but I'd rather not take a risk in an unfamiliar environment like this. I will try my best to figure out how to sail that ship. If I cannot, then I have faith in this ship to quickly learn its controls.
I can't say you're wrong, but I don't know. Neither you nor I know anything about the ocean currents here, Oitis. We can get the ship going, but I can't guarantee that we'll reach the dimensional door without any trouble.
Do you know anything about the sea currents in the region?
Not much, but I know the coastal sea somewhat. And you can't fight the Inquisitors directly here in the Barrier. Fleeing with the ship might be the better option. Huh? What should we do, Dante? Yeah, I guess it's kind of awkward for us just to take the ship and go, huh?
How about we try to talk to the Inquisitor then? I think we should at least try to hear them out at first. Then be the Inquisitor and the Chief both.
If the discussion goes well, we might even be able to get the Inquisitor support.
Holy Sigma, I can actually feel my throat getting so dry and cracking. What the Sigma?
Like Mr. Blue said, we should hear them first, then try to convince them.
I think we might actually have to fucking cut it short, damn. I agree with them both. First, let's at least see what the Inquisitor has to say. Arda. Rabbit's right.
Rabbit's right, she says. Are you certain? That translation was accurate, Sinclair.
Right. There's no way Yoshi would choose anything other than violence. Right? Idiots. It's because the other options are pointless. Inquisitors in us were already under suspicion. See the doubtless try to stop us if we flee now. So talk first, lower her guard, then attack. Pretty sure that's not what Omnia meant. Well, if she's already onto us, then we shouldn't give her any excuse to attack us by running away. I was wondering what you were doing there. Lurking in the background. A clock-shaped head. Are you from the Colombian Union?
They're wearing a clock for a head due to reasons. But they have nothing to do with the Colombian Union.
What's the Colombian Union? TikTok? What language are they speaking? Regardless of whether you're from Colombia or not, you're clearly not from Iberia, let alone this village.
You were not wrong, but I think there's been a misunderstanding.
I'm quite certain you don't know enough about these villagers to stand between them and an Inquisitor. How long have you been staying here?
2 days.
Buddy, don't just tell her that.
2 days? Alright, enough of this chicanery. Get out of my way, outsider.
The attempt appears to have made on quite the unstable ground.
Leave us your ear for a minute, Inquisitor. I am Omnia, leader of Rhodes Island. Yes, I am aware of Iberia's closed border situation.
I felt hope swelling within me as Omnia began with the confidence, unlike Sinclair, alas so short-lived. Thanks to the Inquisitor's quick retort, I couldn't help but place my palm against my forehead at the exchange that followed. Oh, so not only are they dealing with outsiders of dubious origin, we have illegal entry as well.
We have to, because the issue demands urgency and...
I've been briefed. Brazenly crossed the border, didn't you? I don't know how urgent that issue could be, but I doubt it's anything more significant than the situation at hand for Iberia and its Inquisition. The High Inquisition is handling the Rose Island issue,
Stay put and await the consequences while he and that chatty mid-doctor of yours talk it out. Do you know that your treatment may depend on your negotiation skills?
After the villager chief, understand you have the right to arrest him. As he is a fugitive who was fled in the middle of an interrogation and has been sailing with a pirate. It is inhumane to treat the rest of the villagers as well.
Inhumane? Inhumane? This decision is well within the rights bestowed upon the Inquisition. They've lived for years right next to the highly suspicious. Yeah, the Inquisition must investigate the rest of them as well to verify they have committed any acts of treason against our laws.
This isn't going anywhere, is it?
Listen, they've been surviving for years upon years, but that comes without protection of the Inquisition, and that simply cannot make sense.
Boy, I think I've heard enough from you. Ain't it funny how you're blaming them for what is essentially a failure of your responsibilities? And now you roll up here, and only to go, they shouldn't be alive, I'm arresting them all. What are you saying, these people shouldn't be all dead or something?
I am. There's no other way to cut it. People simply should be able to survive in a place like this. Not for this long.
The Inquisitor's reply only seemed to fan Heathcliff's wrath as he lifted his bat and began striding forward. That shit. Lash, have you ever so much as touched the tip of a single villager's head?
Please, calm yourself, Heathcliff.
But Hong Lu stepped in between them. Get your bloody hands off me, I've had enough of her.
Continuing to threaten her will cause something irrevocably bad to happen. I believe you know that yourself, Heathcliff.
What are you suggesting? We're clearly not making progress by trying to touch us out.
Excuse me, Mr. Inquisitor. What do you mean that people shouldn't be able to survive in a place like this? I mean it. I mean it. I mean it literally. Even by some miracle, if they actually do survive, they should at least be suffering from endless hunger, struggling to their wits, end of the inevitable calamity.
You need help. You need help, man.
Hello, Mr. Bot. I do not thank you for following Elriz.
But they look too healthy. The heck? Then shouldn't you be plotting them for men to survive though? So much hardship. I'm an inquisitor. I'm not some crazy person on a powder high who goes around coasting and arresting civilians on the ability straight to the gallows. Okay. I have more than enough probable cause to take them in for the interrogation. It's just that I don't have the time or energy to explain every single one of them to you outsiders. I promise them a fair judgment, whichever way that may be, after a proper investigation. So stop it with this obstruction of justice.
The Inquisitress brandished her rapier threateningly,
her voice shaking with frustration. Dante, without the full picture of the circumstances, Faust advises against further antagonization of a local political authority.
I agree with Faust. I get the feeling that she ain't the kind of heartless inquisitor that goes around indiscriminately executing innocents, like Miss Mears told us about earlier. I don't think she is anything like the Inquisitors of Endcorp we saw back at Call W.
They were right. We don't have the whole picture of the circumstances get in the way of an inquisitor who was clearly a rather significant political entry in this area was most likely a bad idea.
It isn't the Inquisitor's job to answer your questions. Continue to instruct me then.
As the standoff was showing no signs of ending.
Miss Mayers!
I can answer your questions. So, for now, let's do as the Inquisitor says.
Mayers, who had been hiding behind us ever since we returned to the village, suddenly stepped forward.
Yet, what of thy grandfather and the villagers? It's alright. I'm sure this is happening only because the Inquisitor doesn't know.
What do you mean you'll answer the questions?
About the profound silence.
Mayer's response to Oida's was but a single concept. I didn't quite grasp its significance, but it seemed to surprise the Inquisitor.
That's what they call the calamity that destroyed Iberia.
Alright, we're gonna have to end it here. My voice cannot handle any more stress today doing the funny voices, and I I refuse to go on if I cannot do my funny voices. Thank you everyone for coming around. I hope you had fun while it lasted. But we are ending it here. Thank you very much, your local gambler, for following me. I hope to be going on tomorrow. And if we'll very likely beat Limbus. We'll very likely beat the Arknights collab tomorrow. If I am streaming. If I am streaming and we beat it. Destiny Rising? Question mark. Alright. See ya, bye! My voice is a rest.